What if the person saving your life was the one you never saw? Alexander Castellano built an empire before 30. Glass towers, billion-dollar deals, a name that made boardrooms go silent. But power has a price. Cold meetings, empty penthouse, a heart so guarded even he forgot what warmth felt like. Then came the accident, a late-night drive, rain, a truck, darkness. He survived, but something inside him didn't. Now standing at the edge of his floor-to-ceiling window, Alex stares at the city below, untouchable, unreachable, and wonders if anyone would notice if he disappeared. His phone buzzes, an anonymous message from her. You're not alone. Even when it feels like the world forgot you, someone sees you. He's been receiving these messages for months. A stranger, someone who writes like they know his soul, someone who makes him feel human. He never replies, but he reads every word. If you believe some people enter our lives exactly when we need them most, subscribe to this channel and stay until the end. You'll understand why. Isabel Rivera wasn't supposed to be there. She was hired as a temporary assistant, 3 months, maybe less. Her job, organize files, answer emails, stay invisible. She's good at that. Invisible, 26 years old, quiet voice, clothes a size too big, hair always tied back. She moves through the Castellano Industries office like a shadow, efficient, polite, forgettable. But Isa has a secret. Every night after her shift ends, she goes home to a tiny apartment with a cracked window and a laptop older than her college diploma. She opens an anonymous forum for lonely souls, and she writes letters, messages, words for strangers drowning in silence. She doesn't know their names, doesn't need to. She just listens and replies. One user stands out. AC. He never shares details, never asks for advice, but his words, cold, sharp, exhausted, sound like someone suffocating behind a glass wall. So she writes to him, every week, sometimes more. You don't have to carry everything alone. Strength isn't refusing to break, it's choosing to keep going after you do. She doesn't know that AC is Alexander Castellano, her boss, the man she's terrified of. Monday morning, 7:43 a.m. Isa stands outside Alex's office, clutching a coffee she made exactly how he likes it. Black, no sugar, scalding hot. She knocks, twice, softly. The door opens. Alex sits at his desk, back straight, jaw tight, eyes fixed on a screen that reflects nothing but blue light and cold ambition. He doesn't look up. Isa sets the coffee down, turns to leave. His hand hovers near the cup, hesitant, almost human. Then he glances at her. Just once. A flicker of something beneath the cold. A question. A loneliness so vast it almost swallows him whole. Then it's gone. She leaves, but her hands are shaking. That night, Isa opens her laptop. AC posted again. I hired someone new today. She looked at me like I was someone worth seeing. I don't know why that bothers me. Isa's breath catches. She doesn't know it's about her. She types slowly. Maybe it bothers you because you're not used to being seen. Maybe you've spent so long being powerful. You forgot what it's like to be human. But here's the truth, you are human, and someone out there sees you, even if you don't see yourself. She hits send. Across the city, in a penthouse wrapped in silence, Alex reads her words, and for the first time in months, he exhales. The next morning, something shifts. Alex walks into the office. Isa is already there, early as always, sorting documents by his desk. He stops, studies her. She doesn't notice, too focused, hair falling loose from her tie, a small band-aid on her thumb, shoes worn at the edges. She looks tired, real, breakable. He doesn't say anything, just walks past her, sits, opens his laptop, but something inside him cracks, because for the first time, he wonders who she is. 2 weeks pass. Issa becomes part of his routine. Coffee at 7:45, reports by 9, lunch reminders at 1. She never asks questions, never lingers, never demands attention. But Alex notices. The way she flinches when he raises his voice in a meeting. The way she smiles at the janitor but never at him. The way she stays late, not for him but because she has nowhere else to be. And one night, as he's leaving the office at 11 p.m., he sees her, still there, asleep at her desk, head resting on a stack of files, breathing soft, vulnerable. He should wake her, send her home, but he doesn't. He just stands there, watching, and realizes she's the only person in his life who doesn't want anything from him. He walks closer, slowly, quietly. Her phone screen glows beside her hand. A document is open, not work, a letter. Dear AC, I know you feel alone, but loneliness isn't permanent. It's just a storm, and storms always pass. Alex's chest tightens. He doesn't understand why those words feel familiar, why they sound like home. The next message from AC comes at midnight. What if the person who understands you is someone you've been ignoring your whole life? Issa reads it 3 times, then writes back. Then maybe it's time to stop ignoring them. She closes her laptop. Across the city, Alex stares at her reply, and something inside him begins to break. The next morning, he does something he's never done before. He looks at her, really looks, not as an assistant, not as a shadow, as a person. Issa feels his gaze. Her pulse quickens. She doesn't understand why his eyes linger, why they seem softer. But Alex does, because for the first time in years, he feels something. What Alex doesn't know, the woman saving him and is right in front of him, and the walls he built to protect himself are about to come down. Alex begins watching her, not obviously, not in a way anyone would notice, but in the small moments, the stolen glances, the pauses between emails, the way Issa tucks her hair behind her ear when she's concentrating, the way she bites her lip when she's nervous, the way she holds her coffee with both hands like she's trying to keep warm. He tells himself it's curiosity, nothing more. But late at night, when he opens his laptop and sees another message from his anonymous stranger, his chest tightens with a feeling he can't name. You deserve kindness, AC, even if you don't believe it yet. He stares at the words, then closes his eyes, because somewhere deep inside, beneath all the control and the coldness and the carefully constructed walls, he wants to believe her. 3 weeks into her contract, Issa makes a mistake. She's exhausted. 3 jobs, 4 hours of sleep. Her hands shake as she prepares the morning reports. She miscalculates a projection, a small error, barely noticeable. But Alex notices. He calls her into his office. No warning, just a single text. Now. Issa's stomach drops. She walks in. He's standing by the window, hands in his pockets, silhouette sharp against the grey city skyline. He doesn't turn around. She waits, heart pounding, hands clasped, preparing for the anger. But it doesn't come. Instead, he speaks quietly, almost gently. He asks if she's sleeping enough. The question catches her off guard. She opens her mouth, closes it, nods, a lie. He turns, studies her face, the dark circles, the exhaustion she can't hide. He doesn't call her out, doesn't push. He just tells her to go home early. She stares at him, confused, suspicious. But he's already turned back to the window. She leaves. And for the rest of the day, Alex can't focus. Because he saw something in her eyes. Fear. Not of him, of losing this job. That night, AC posts something different. How do you help someone who won't ask for help? Issa reads it twice. Her fingers hover over the keyboard. Then she writes, "You don't wait for them to ask. You just show up, quietly, consistently, until they realize they're not alone anymore." She hesitates, adds one more line. "Sometimes the bravest thing someone can do is let someone care." She hits send. Across the city, Alex reads her words, and something inside him shatters. The next morning, Issa arrives to find something on her desk. A box, plain, unmarked. She looks around. The office is empty. She opens it. Inside, a brand new laptop, top of the line, still in the wrapper, and a note, handwritten. "For the reports, you need better tools." No signature, but she knows. Her hands tremble as she lifts the laptop. It's light, beautiful, worth more than 2 months of her rent. She wants to refuse it, wants to march into his office and tell him she doesn't need charity, but she does need it, and that terrifies her, because accepting this means something. It means he sees her. Alex watches from his office, through the glass partition, through the careful distance he's always maintained. He sees her hold the laptop, sees her shoulders shake, sees her press a hand to her mouth. He doesn't know if she's crying or trying not to, but something in his chest pulls tight. He tells himself it's nothing, a practical decision. She needed equipment, he provided it. But deep down, he knows the truth. He wanted to give her something, anything, just to see if she'd accept it. Days pass. Issa uses the laptop, works faster, stays later. But now there's something else. Attention. She feels his eyes on her. Not uncomfortable, not invasive. Just present. Like he's trying to solve a puzzle he doesn't understand. And late at night, when she writes to AC, her words become more personal. What if you're afraid to let someone close because you don't know how to be close anymore? What if you've been alone so long, you forgot what it feels like to be wanted? She doesn't realize she's writing to herself as much as to him. One Friday evening, Alex stays late. So does Issa. The office is empty. Just the hum of computers, the glow of city lights through glass. He walks past her desk, stops. She's reading something on her phone. Her expression soft, sad, distant. He doesn't plan to speak, but the words come out anyway. A single question, quiet, almost vulnerable. He asks if she's okay. She looks up, startled. For a moment, neither of them moves. Then she nods. Another lie. He knows it. But he doesn't push. Instead, he does something he's never done. He sits, not at his desk, not in his office, on the edge of hers. Issa's breath catches. He doesn't look at her, just stares at the dark city beyond the glass. And he tells her something true. He says sometimes he wonders if anyone would notice if he disappeared. The words hang in the air, raw, honest, unguarded. Issa's heart breaks because she knows that feeling. She's lived it, and for the first time, she sees him. Not as her boss, not as a billionaire, as a man, lonely, lost, human. She doesn't say anything, but slowly, carefully, she reaches out and places her hand on his. Just for a moment, a touch so soft it barely registers. But Alex feels it like lightning, feels it like coming home. He pulls away, stands, walks back to his office without a word, but his hand still burns where she touched him. That night he writes to his anonymous stranger, "Someone touched my hand today. It was nothing, just a gesture, but I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. Why does something so small feel so significant?" Issa reads his message, and her own hand trembles. Because she knows. She knows exactly what he means. The weekend passes, but Monday brings something neither of them expects. Alex's ex-fiancée returns, Victoria Kane, beautiful, ruthless, the woman who left him 2 years ago because he was, in her words, emotionally unavailable. She walks into his office like she owns it. Issa sees her from across the floor, tall, elegant, confident, everything Issa is not. And when Victoria kisses Alex's cheek, Issa feels something she has no right to feel, jealousy. Alex doesn't want Victoria there, but she's persistent, claims she wants to talk, to reconnect. He agrees to lunch, just to end the conversation. But as he leaves with her, he glances back, just once, at Issa. She's watching, trying not to. Their eyes meet, and for a split second, he sees the hurt. What neither of them knows, this moment will change everything. Victoria's return shatters the fragile balance. She's everywhere, in his office, at his meetings, laughing at his side like the 2 years apart never happened, and Issa watches, from her desk, from the shadows, from the place where she's always belonged, invisible. Victoria doesn't acknowledge her, doesn't even glance her way. To her, Issa is furniture, background noise, nothing. But Alex notices. He notices how Issa's shoulders tense when Victoria walks by, how her hands grip her pen a little tighter, how she leaves the room whenever Victoria enters. He wants to say something. But what? What right does he have to care? That night AC posts something desperate. What if the right person has been there all along and you were too blind to see it? Issa stares at the message. Her heart pounds. She types slowly, carefully. Then maybe you weren't ready. Maybe you needed to be broken first, so you could finally see what was real. She pauses, then adds, "But AC, don't wait too long. Some people don't stay forever." She hits send. And across the city, Alex reads her words, over and over, until they burn into his mind. The next day, Victoria makes her move. She corners Alex in his office, closes the door, sits on the edge of his desk with that familiar, calculated smile. She tells him she made a mistake, that leaving him was the worst decision of her life, that she wants him back. Alex says nothing, just watches her, cold, detached, because all he can think about is Issa, the way she makes his coffee, the way she works in silence, the way she touched his hand like he was worth saving. Victoria leans closer, her perfume expensive, her touch rehearsed. She kisses him, and for a moment, Alex doesn't move. But then, the door opens. Issa stands there, frozen, a file in her hands, her face pale, her eyes wide with something that looks like betrayal. She stammers an apology, backs away, disappears. Victoria smiles, victorious. But Alex feels sick. He finds Issa in the break room. She's gripping the counter, head down, breathing uneven. He approaches slowly. She doesn't look at him. He wants to explain, wants to tell her it meant nothing, that Victoria is a ghost, a mistake from another life, but the words won't come. Instead, he just stands there, close enough to touch, far enough to stay safe. And he does something he's never done. He apologizes, not for the kiss, not for Victoria, for making her feel invisible. Issa's breath catches. She finally looks up, eyes red. Guard crumbling. She tells him it's not his fault, that she's just the assistant, that what he does with his life is none of her business. But her voice breaks, and Alex realizes something devastating. She cares. This quiet, gentle woman who asks for nothing, cares about him, and he's been too afraid to see it. That night, Issa doesn't write. She sits at her laptop, cursor blinking, words trapped inside her chest. Because how can she tell AC the truth? That she's falling for someone she can't have. That every day she watches him from across the room and wonders what it would be like to matter, to be seen, to be chosen, to be enough. But she's not enough. She never has been. Alex, meanwhile, paces his penthouse. Victoria's perfume still clings to his suit. A reminder, a stain. He rips off his jacket, throws it aside, then opens his laptop. No new message from his stranger. For the first time in months. Silence. And it terrifies him. He writes without thinking. "Are you there? Please, I need to hear from you." He stares at the screen, waiting, hoping, but nothing comes. The next morning, Issa is late, for the first time ever. Alex notices immediately. His coffee sits cold on his desk. The morning reports aren't filed. The office feels wrong without her presence. He checks his watch once, twice, then his phone rings. HR. Issa called in sick. But Alex knows better. She's not sick. She's running. He shouldn't go to her apartment, he knows that. But he does anyway. Her address is in the employee files, a neighborhood on the edge of the city, old buildings, cracked sidewalks, a world away from his. He climbs 3 flights of stairs, finds her door, knocks, no answer. He knocks again. Finally, the door opens. Issa stands there, hair down, eyes exhausted, surprised, terrified. She asks what he's doing here. He doesn't answer, just looks at her. Really looks. No makeup, no professional mask. Just her. Beautiful in a way that has nothing to do with perfection, and he realizes something that should have been obvious from the start. He doesn't want Victoria. He doesn't want anyone from his world. He wants this broken, honest, terrifying feeling. He wants her, but before he can speak, a child appears behind Issa, a little girl, maybe 7, tugging on Issa's sleeve, asking when they're having breakfast. Alex freezes. Issa's face drains of color. She tries to explain. Stammers something about her sister, about responsibility, about why she can't afford to lose this job. But Alex isn't listening, because all he sees is another secret, another wall, another reason this can't work. He steps back, thanks her for her time, leaves. And Issa watches him go, heartbreaking, because she knows what he's thinking, that she lied, that she hid something, that she's just like everyone else. But the truth is worse. The truth is she's been protecting the one person who depends on her, the little sister she's been raising alone since their parents died, the reason she works 3 jobs, the reason she's invisible, the reason she can't afford to dream. That night, she finally writes, AC, sometimes loving someone means letting them walk away, even when it destroys you. She closes her laptop, and for the first time in years, she cries. Across the city, Alex reads her message, and something inside him breaks completely, because he knows she's talking about him, and he just made the biggest mistake of his life. But what he doesn't know yet, the woman writing those words, the woman who sees his soul, the woman he just walked away from, is the same person, and when he finds out, nothing will ever be the same. Alex stops sleeping. 3 nights, then 4, then a week. He lies in his penthouse bed staring at the ceiling, replaying the moment he walked away from Issa's door, the look in her eyes, the child behind her, the vulnerability he couldn't handle. He tells himself he did the right thing, that getting involved would be complicated, messy, unprofessional. But every morning when he walks into his office and sees her desk empty, he knows he's lying to himself. Issa hasn't returned to work. HR says she's taking personal days, using up her contract early. Alex doesn't ask questions, but every hour that passes feels like losing something he never knew he needed. Victoria notices the change. She's still circling, still trying, still convinced she can reignite something that never truly existed. But Alex barely registers her presence. When she touches his arm, he pulls away. When she laughs at his side during meetings, he doesn't smile. When she asks what's wrong, he finally tells her the truth. He tells her to leave, not cruelly, not angrily, just definitively. Victoria stares at him, wounded pride flashing across her perfect face. She asks if there's someone else. Alex doesn't answer, but his silence says everything. She leaves, and Alex feels nothing, because the person he wants isn't here. Late that night, he opens the anonymous forum. His stranger hasn't written in days. The silence is unbearable. He types desperately. I pushed someone away, someone who mattered, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't even know if I deserve to fix it. He stares at the message, then adds one more line. What if the person you need is the one you're most afraid of? He hits send and waits. Issa sees the message at 2 a.m. She's been avoiding the forum, avoiding AC, avoiding the one place that felt safe, because everything hurts now. Her job, her hope, her foolish, impossible feelings for a man who looked at her life and walked away. But she reads his words, and her heart shatters all over again. Because she knows that fear. She lives it every day. Her fingers hover over the keyboard. Then she writes, Fear isn't the enemy, AC. Regret is. You can survive being afraid, but you can't survive wondering, what if, for the rest of your life? She pauses, wipes her eyes, then adds, if someone matters, go back. Knock on the door again. Stay until they believe you. Because some people spend their whole lives waiting for someone to choose them. Don't let her be one of them. She hits send, closes the laptop, and whispers into the empty room, a confession to no one, that she wishes someone would choose her. The next morning, Alex stands outside Issa's apartment. Again. It's 6 a.m. The city still half asleep. Rain starting to fall. He doesn't have a plan, doesn't have the right words. He just knows he can't leave things like this. He knocks. Footsteps, hesitation. The door opens. Issa stands there, hair wet, eyes guarded, defensive. She asks what he wants. And Alex does something he's never done. He tells the truth. He tells her he was wrong, that seeing the child scared him, that his whole life has been about control and walls and never letting anyone close enough to hurt him, that he spent so long being powerful, he forgot how to be human. But she reminds him, every day, every small gesture, every quiet moment. She reminds him what it feels like to be real. Issa's eyes fill with tears. She asks why it matters. Why now? Why her? Alex steps closer, rain soaking his shoulders, voice raw. He tells her he doesn't have a good answer, just that when she's not there, nothing feels right. Issa looks at him, really looks, and sees something she never expected. Vulnerability. This man who commands empires, who makes decisions worth billions, standing in the rain, drenched, desperate. For her. But she can't let herself believe it. She tells him about her sister, about how their parents died when Issa was 19. How she became a guardian overnight. How every choice she's made since has been about survival, about staying invisible so no one asks questions, so no one takes her sister away. She tells him she can't afford complications, can't afford to lose another job, can't afford to hope, because hope is dangerous when you have nothing left to lose. Alex listens, doesn't interrupt, doesn't defend himself, just listens. And when she finishes, he asks one question. He asks if she's the one writing to him, the stranger, the messages, the words that saved him. Issa freezes. Her face drains of color. She tries to deny it, tries to laugh it off, but Alex sees the truth in her eyes, the panic, the recognition, the fear of being exposed, and suddenly everything makes sense, the way her words felt familiar, the way she understood him without asking, the way she saw through every wall he built, because she'd been inside those walls all along. Issa backs away, shaking her head, tears streaming. She tells him to leave, that this was a mistake, that he doesn't understand. But Alex doesn't move. He just looks at her, with something that looks like wonder, and he tells her something that breaks her completely. He tells her she saved him, not as his assistant, not as some anonymous stranger, as herself, as Issa, the woman who stayed late, who made his coffee, who touched his hand when he felt invisible, the woman who saw him when he couldn't see himself. Issa collapses against the doorframe, sobbing, because for the first time in her life, someone sees her, not her struggle, not her responsibilities, not her invisibility, just her. Alex moves closer, slowly, carefully, and does what he should have done weeks ago. He wraps his arms around her. Issa stiffens, then breaks, crying into his chest, holding on to him like he's the only solid thing in a world that's been falling apart. And Alex holds her, in the rain, in the doorway, in the quiet devastation of two people finally letting their walls fall. Inside the apartment, Issa's sister watches from the window, 7 years old, wide-eyed, curious. She asks Issa later if the man outside is a prince. Issa laughs through her tears, tells her no, just someone who got lost and finally found his way home. But what neither of them knows is that the hardest part is still coming. Because loving someone means more than just finding them. It means choosing them every day. Even when the world says you shouldn't, everything changes, and nothing does. Issa returns to work 3 days later. She walks into the office at 7:30 a.m. Early, as always, professional, composed. But now there's something different in the air. A charge, a tension, an unspoken understanding that hums between them like electricity. Alex watches her from his office. She doesn't look at him, doesn't acknowledge what happened, just sets his coffee down, organizes his files, moves through her routine like the world didn't shift beneath their feet. But her hands tremble slightly when she pours the coffee, and Alex notices everything. They don't talk about the rain, the doorway, the confession. They exist in a strange limbo. Professional distance masking something neither of them knows how to name. But the messages continue, late at night, when the city sleeps, when defenses fall. AC writes about fear, about wanting something he's not sure he deserves. Issa writes about hope, about learning to trust again, about the terrifying possibility of letting someone in. They never mention what they both now know, that they're writing to each other, that every word is a confession, that the screen between them is the only place they feel brave enough to be honest. 2 weeks pass. The office gossip starts quietly, whispers about how Mr. Castellano looks at his assistant, how he stays late when she stays late, how his entire demeanor has softened since Victoria left. Issa hears the whispers, feels the stares. She keeps her head down, works harder, stays invisible. But invisibility is harder now, because Alex won't let her hide. He brings her lunch when she forgets to eat, sends her home early when she's exhausted, asks about her sister with genuine care, small gestures, quiet kindness, the kind that terrifies her, because kindness from someone like him comes with consequences. One Friday evening, Alex's board calls an emergency meeting. A hostile takeover attempt, investors questioning his focus, rumors about distractions, about his judgment being compromised. The subtext is clear. They know about Issa, or at least they suspect. Alex sits through 3 hours of thinly veiled accusations, questions about his commitment, his priorities, his future. They don't say her name, but he hears it in every pause. When the meeting ends, he returns to his office. Issa is still there, working late, always working. She looks up, sees his face, knows immediately something is wrong. She asks if he's okay, He doesn't answer, just stands there, staring at her, wrestling with something dark and heavy, because he knows what's coming. A choice, the company or her. That night, AC writes something raw. What if choosing the person you love means losing everything else? What if the cost is too high? Isa reads it at midnight, sitting on her worn couch. Her sister asleep in the next room. Her chest aches because she knows what he's really asking. Is she worth it? Is this fragile, impossible thing between them worth risking everything he's built? She types slowly, each word deliberate. Love isn't about what you're willing to gain. It's about what you're willing to lose. And if the answer is nothing, then it's not love. It's just convenience. She hesitates, then adds, "But AC, no one should have to choose between their life and their heart. If someone asks you to, maybe they're asking you to choose wrong." She sends it. And across the city, Alex reads her words, over and over, until dawn. Monday morning brings a decision. Alex calls Isa into his office, door closed, blinds drawn. She enters cautiously, heart pounding. He's standing by the window, back to her, shoulders tense. The silence stretches. Then he turns and tells her something that breaks her. He tells her she's being reassigned. Different department, different floor, a promotion. Better pay, better hours. Everything she needs, everything except him. Isa stares at him, numb. She understands immediately. This is protection, distance, sacrifice. He's choosing his company, his legacy, his empire, and pushing her away to keep her safe. She should thank him, should accept gracefully, but instead, she asks if this is what he wants. Alex doesn't answer, because the truth is unbearable. No, this is the last thing he wants, but it's the right thing, the responsible thing, the thing that protects her from becoming collateral damage in his world. Isa nods slowly, eyes burning. She tells him she understands, thanks him for the opportunity, turns to leave, but at the door she stops, and without looking back, she says something that destroys him. She tells him she hopes he finds what he's looking for. She tells him she hopes someday. He stops being afraid. Then she's gone. The reassignment happens within days. Isa moves to the 14th floor. Marketing division, corner desk, natural light. Everything is better, except she can't breathe. She goes through the motions, smiles at new colleagues, learns new systems, but at night she doesn't write, she can't. Because what's left to say? Alex meanwhile buries himself in work. 18-hour days, back-to-back meetings, acquisitions, expansions, numbers and strategies and control. Everything he's good at. Everything that doesn't require feeling. But late at night in his empty penthouse he opens the forum. No new messages, just silence. The absence of her words, more painful than any wound. He writes anyway. I made a choice, the right choice. So why does it feel like I lost everything? He waits. Days pass. No response. And Alex realizes something devastating. He didn't just lose his assistant. He lost his stranger. The one person who saw him. The one person who made him feel human. He lost her. 3 weeks later, Alex's sister visits, Sophia, the only family he has left, the only person who's never been afraid to tell him the truth. She takes one look at him and knows. She asks what happened. Alex tells her everything. The messages, the connection, the rain, the choice. When he finishes, Sophia just shakes her head and tells him something brutal. She tells him he's a coward, that he built an empire but doesn't have the courage to fight for the one thing that actually matters, that he spent his whole life being afraid of losing control and lost the only thing he couldn't control, love. Alex stares at her, wounded, defensive, but she's not done. She asks him one question: if he could go back, if he could choose again. What would he choose? Alex doesn't answer, because he already knows. That night, he writes one final message. I was wrong. I thought protecting you meant letting you go. But all I did was prove I'm exactly what you said. Afraid. And I'm so tired of being afraid. He hits send, closes his laptop, and makes a decision. The next morning, he's going to get her back, no matter what it costs. Alex doesn't plan it, doesn't rehearse, doesn't strategize. For the first time in his life, he just acts. Tuesday morning, 6:45 a.m. He walks past his own office, past the executive elevator, straight to the 14th floor. People stare, whisper. A Castellano never comes down here, but Alex doesn't care. He finds her desk. Corner position, natural light, everything he arranged for her, empty. His chest tightens, he checks his watch. She's always early. He waits. 7 o'clock, 7:15, 7:30. Still nothing. Panic creeps in, cold and unfamiliar. He pulls out his phone, calls HR. They tell him Isabel Rivera submitted her resignation yesterday, effective immediately. The words hit like a physical blow. She's gone. Alex doesn't remember leaving the building, doesn't remember getting in his car, doesn't remember the drive across the city. He just knows he's standing outside her apartment again. 3rd floor, chipped paint, broken mailbox. He takes the stairs 3 at a time, knocks. No answer. He knocks harder, calls her name. The door next to hers opens. An elderly woman peers out, suspicious. She tells him the girl moved out 3 days ago. Took her sister and left. No forwarding address. Alex feels the ground shift beneath him. She's gone. Really gone. And he has no way to find her. He drives back to his penthouse in silence. The city blurs past. Rain starting again, always rain. Inside, he opens his laptop. The forum. Their messages. 2 years of conversations. He scrolls back, reading everything, every word she wrote, looking for clues, hints, anything that might tell him where she went. Then he sees it. A message from 8 months ago. She mentioned a place, once, briefly. A coastal town 3 hours north, where she spent summers as a child, where she felt safe. It's not much, but it's all he has. He leaves that night. No bags, no plan, just car keys and hope. The drive takes 4 hours through rain and darkness. He arrives at dawn, a small town, fishing boats, salt air, quiet streets. He doesn't know where to start, so he drives, slowly, searching. Hours pass. He checks motels, cafes, schools. No one's seen her. He's about to give up when he spots something. A small community center, handwritten sign in the window. Piano lessons, all ages welcome. His heart stops because he remembers another message, years ago. She mentioned piano, how she used to play, how it was the only thing that made her feel free. He parks, walks inside. The center is old, warm, smells like wood and coffee. A woman at the desk asks if she can help. Alex asks about the piano teacher. The woman smiles, points to a room at the end of the hall. He hears it before he sees it. Music, soft, melancholic, beautiful. He follows the sound, stops at the doorway. And there she is, Isa, sitting at an upright piano, eyes closed, fingers moving across keys like breathing. Her sister sits beside her, watching, learning. The music fills the small room, fills every crack, every broken place. And Alex realizes something. This is who she is, not the invisible assistant, not the shadow in his office. This, light and music and quiet strength, everything he was too blind to see. The song ends. Isa opens her eyes, sees him, freezes. Her sister notices. Tugs her sleeve, asks who the man is. Issa doesn't answer, just stares at Alex like he's a ghost. He takes a step forward. She stands, defensive, guarded, asks what he's doing here. Alex doesn't have a script, doesn't have the right words, so he just tells the truth. He tells her he read every message, drove through the night, searched for hours, because losing her was the only thing that made him realize he never wanted to lose her in the first place. He tells her he was wrong about everything, about protecting her by pushing her away, about choosing the company over her, about being too afraid to fight. He tells her he doesn't care about the board, the gossip, the consequences. He cares about her, about this, about them, about the feeling he gets when she's near and the emptiness when she's not. Issa's eyes fill with tears. She shakes her head, voice breaking. She tells him it's not that simple, that she can't be the reason he loses everything, that she won't be someone's regret, that love shouldn't cost so much. Alex steps closer, close enough to see the fear in her eyes, the hope she's trying to hide. And he tells her something that changes everything. He tells her she's not the cost, she's the point. Everything else at the company, the money, the power, means nothing if he's alone. He spent his whole life building walls, and she's the only person who made him want to tear them down. Issa looks at him, really looks, and sees something she never expected. Certainty. This man who controlled everything, who planned every move, standing in front of her with no plan, no control, just love, raw and terrifying and real. Her sister tugs her hand, whispers something, asks if this is the prince from before. Issa laughs, cries, nods, then looks back at Alex and asks him one question. She asks if he's sure, because once she says yes, there's no going back. Alex doesn't hesitate. He tells her he's never been more sure of anything, that he spent years being afraid. But the only thing that truly terrifies him now is a life without her. Issa closes the distance between them, slowly, carefully, and does what she's wanted to do for months. She reaches up, touches his face and kisses him. Soft, gentle, like coming home. Alex wraps his arms around her, holds her like she's the only thing keeping him grounded, and for the first time in years, he feels whole. Her sister giggles, covers her eyes, they break apart, laughing, crying. Issa asks what happens now. Alex doesn't have an answer, just a promise. He promises to choose her every day, every moment, even when it's hard, even when the world pushes back, because she's worth it. They're worth it. Issa nods and whispers something against his chest. She tells him she wrote to AC last night. One final message. She told him love isn't about fear. It's about faith. Faith that someone will catch you when you fall. And Alex holds her tighter, because for the first time he understands what faith means. They drive back to the city together, her sister asleep in the back seat, rain still falling. But now, it feels like washing away the past and starting something new. 6 months later, the city looks different now. Same glass towers, same rain-soaked streets, same endless rhythm of ambition and noise. But Alex sees it through different eyes. Through windows that finally let light in. He's standing in his office early morning, coffee still hot, but he's not alone anymore. Issa sits at the desk across from him, not as his assistant, as his partner. Equal, visible, chosen. She's reviewing contracts for the foundation they built together, a scholarship program for kids like her sister, kids who need someone to believe in them. Alex watches her work, the way she bites her lip when she's focused, the way she tucks her hair behind her ear. The same gestures that once seemed invisible now feel like home. She looks up, catches him staring, smiles. He smiles back. No words needed. The board fought it at first, questioned his judgment, his priorities, his relationship with someone they considered beneath his status. Alex listened patiently, then told them something they'd never heard from him before. He told them if they couldn't accept her, they could accept his resignation. The room went silent, because Alexander Castellano didn't make empty threats. Half the board resigned within a week. The other half learned to adapt. And the company didn't crumble. It grew, because Alex stopped leading from a place of fear and started leading from purpose. Issa's sister adjusted faster than anyone expected. She has her own room now, in Alex's penthouse, filled with books and music and light. She calls him Alex, sometimes Mr. Alex when she's being formal. She asks him once if he's going to marry her sister. Alex doesn't answer, just smiles, because the ring is already hidden in his desk drawer, waiting for the right moment. They still write to each other, not on the anonymous forum anymore, but in notes, letters, small messages left around the apartment, on mirrors, in coat pockets, tucked inside books, words that once saved them, now sustain them. Issa finds one on a Tuesday morning, slipped inside her coffee mug. You taught me that love isn't about control, it's about trust. Thank you for trusting me with your heart. She keeps it in her wallet, reads it on hard days, remembers. One evening they return to the community center, the coastal town, the piano, the place where everything changed. Issa sits at the keys, Alex beside her. She plays the same song, the one he heard that first morning. Her sister watches from the doorway, smiling. When the music ends, Alex takes Issa's hand and asks if she remembers what she told AC all those months ago, about faith, about catching someone when they fall. She nods. He tells her she was right, that love is terrifying, that choosing someone means risking everything, but that the greatest risk is never choosing at all. Then he kneels, pulls out a small velvet box, and asks her the only question that matters. Issa's hands fly to her mouth, tears streaming. She doesn't hesitate, doesn't overthink, just nods. Yes. 1,000 times yes. The wedding is small, no media, no board members, no society pages, just family, friends, the people who matter. They exchange vows in the same community center, by the same piano. Issa wears a simple dress, no designer label, just white fabric and honest joy. Alex can't stop looking at her, can't believe this is real, that the woman who saved him chose him back. When they kiss, her sister cheers, and Alex realizes something profound. He spent his whole life chasing power, but this quiet, imperfect, beautiful moment is the only power that matters. 2 years later, they're sitting on the balcony of their home, not the penthouse, something smaller, warmer, a place with laughter and music and mess. Issa's sister is 16 now, applying to colleges, thriving. There's a new addition too, a baby, 6 months old, sleeping peacefully in Issa's arms. Alex watches them, his family, his home, and thinks about the man he used to be, cold, isolated, convinced that control was safety, that walls were protection. He was wrong. The bravest thing he ever did was let those walls fall. That night, after everyone's asleep, Alex opens his laptop. The old forum is still there, archived, forgotten by most. But he scrolls through their messages, years of conversations, two strangers finding each other in the dark. He reads Issa's words again. You're not alone. Even when it feels like the world forgot you, someone sees you. She was right. Someone did see him, and she changed everything. Issa finds him there, smiling at the screen. She asks what he's reading. He tells her, Us, our beginning, the moment I started living. She sits beside him, rests her head on his shoulder, and tells him something beautiful. She tells him every love story is really two stories, the one we tell the world, and the one we live in the quiet moments, in morning coffee, in whispered promises, in hands held during storms. The world sees the fairy tale, but they live the truth. And the truth is better. Alex closes the laptop, pulls her close, and whispers something only she can hear. Thank you. For seeing me when I was invisible. For staying when I pushed you away. For teaching me that love isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to be broken and trusting someone to help you heal. Isa kisses him softly, tells him he did the same for her, that they saved each other. Outside, the city continues its endless rhythm, glass towers, ambition, rain. But inside, there's warmth, there's light, there's love, the kind that doesn't make headlines, the kind that doesn't need to, because it's real. And real is enough. Years from now, their daughter will ask how they met, and they'll smile, tell her about messages in the dark, about a man who forgot how to feel, and a woman who reminded him, about rain and coffee and quiet courage, about choosing love when the world said not to, and she'll ask if it was worth it. They'll look at each other and answer without words, yes, every moment, every risk, every fear, worth it. So if you believed in this story, if you felt something real, if you understand that true love isn't about perfection, it's about choosing someone every single day, even when it's hard. Subscribe to this channel for more stories that touch the heart. Leave your rating from 0 to 10 in the comments. Tell us what moment touched you most, and if this story reminded you that love is worth fighting for, share it with someone who needs to hear it, because somewhere out there, someone is waiting to be seen, just like Alex, just like Isa, just like you.